What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. Here we see U.S. railroad workers prepare for strike as rail companies see record profits. Folks, let me make this very clear. Let me show you the tweet. Let's see here. Okay, this is the tweet. If all 7,000 long distance freight trains available in the U.S. stopped running, the country would need an extra 460,000 long haul trucks daily to make up for the lost capacity. God, diesel. So, point of the matter is, there's a strike. If there's a strike that happens, and we don't have our long distance freight trains working, that's going to cause a major shock to the economy. And train is one of the cheapest way to transport goods. And depending on how long it lasts, it doesn't matter how long it lasts, it's going to have deep consequences for everyone. Think about all the goods that your company receives that allow for you to keep working, right? Because you're providing goods and services to customers. You'll no longer have any goods to offer, let alone services to offer without these goods. So this would impact everyone. And you can start seeing massive layoffs happening, especially because there's not enough supply to meet the amount of people working. And so no industry is safe with this. This is all encompassing. And this is why I've been saying to prepare. 2022 was that pivotal year. And this is where you see the shift is occurring. 2020 up to 2022 was just the beginning stages. Now you're starting to see the transition. You've got to be prepared for what's coming. Here we see U.S. railways to halt grain shipments ahead of potential shutdown. Agricultural sources. Everything. You're going to see a lot more shortages. Before it was more, there was a problem with access to food, etc., etc. Soon there's going to be a lack of food. And that's going to be a huge issue moving forward. Got to keep that into consideration. Here we see the U.S. passenger railroad Amtrak is canceling all long-distance trains starting tomorrow, the 15th. Amtrak was actually losing money. They weren't making anything. It had become nationalized, 40 or so years ago. And so, of course. But anyways, here it says regional transit systems across the U.S. were on edge Wednesday amid the threat of a freight rail worker strike, making final preparations ahead of possible travel disruptions that could affect hundreds of thousands of rail customers. Folks, we're heading into very hard times. And that's why I say you take each day, you prepare as best as you can to your ability. But make no mistake, everything that I provide here is to give you an idea of the things happening, current events happening, so that you're not caught off guard. You don't want to be an ostrich with your head in the sand, because eventually it will happen to everyone, but those who knew ahead of time and prepared will be the ones who could better withstand what's coming. And with that in mind, if you don't have any supply of anything, well, the price is going to go soaring. And over time, we've heard of inflation and how it has been an invisible tax. And as the buying power of the dollar has declined, take a look at what Buffett says.
Inflation. Keynes said it many years ago that it's an invisible tax that only one man in a million really understands. And it's a tax on people that have had faith in their currency that the government's issued.
Okay. Here is a post by Bank of America saying fund managers surveyed by Bank of America expect global profits to fall over the next 12 months. They are more negative about the profit outlook than at any time in the 25-year history of the survey. And you can see the historical chart here, and this sentiment is below any level, lower than the dot-com boom, lower than the 2008 great financial crisis. And here is the U.S. interest payments rising. Obviously, if you increase the interest rates, you're going to have to service higher costs. Here, the debt service costs for the U.S. were set to rise strongly before the Fed began hiking. Higher rates will only compound these costs the longer they're elevated. The burden of this expense is an antagonist to ideas of longer austerity. So the longer they keep hiking interest rates, the higher this is going to go. And it's going to come to a breaking point. And what interesting timing that the Fed Now payment system will be live sometime mid next year. So, crisis, anyone? Folks, I do this as I try to be consistent every day to bring these news, because not only am I, staying in touch with the news surrounding different events, but it's helping you stay updated and prepared for what's coming. So, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to this channel. Share the video, share the information with people so they can be prepared as well. All right, see you in the next one.